Let's move it along then. I know the one thing I'm excited about, not the only thing, but the one that really sticks out to me, honestly, is our boy Matthew Golden, man. My goodness, I can't remember a receiver having this kind of camp, especially one that's already got starting caliber expectations on him. I don't think anybody was going into this year going, I don't know if Matthew Golden's going to see significant reps, seeing he was a first round pick, but this dude, and Tim, I'm going to continue to get your take on this because you're right there, boots on the ground at camp. This dude is living up to the expectations when it comes to camp, man. Let's dive into just some of the things that's happened so far. And again, what I did, guys, is I went through, combed through, found 5, 6, 7 articles, anything that was written on Matthew Golden, threw it in a database, said, hey, give me the 411 on everything on Matthew Golden for training camp. All right. So some of this stuff you may disagree with. If there's anything you see inaccurate in your opinion, throw it in the chat. But here's what we got. Key events in training camp. Matthew Golden, a rookie receiver in the Green Bay Packers, highlighted his skills with a 54-yard touchdown reception for quarterback Jordan Love during a 3rd and 4 play in a move the ball period. He executed a double move route effectively, adjusting his eye movement to beat defenders Keyshawn Nixon and Evan Williams. Additional plays included a contested sideline catch, a quick slant in the red zone, and demonstrating yards after the catch ability with a cutback and acceleration on a short throw. Performance highlights. Golden showcases explosiveness with the 4.29 40 speed in the touchdown catch and yak plays. He displayed natural ball adjusting skills on deep passes. That's the big thing that stood out to me with the video we've seen coming out of training camp, is his ability to adjust to the ball in the air. You've seen it at Texas over and over and over again. You've seen the strong hands, all that stuff. So his effective route running at various field levels. It's important to be able to run the short drags, the whip routes. It's important to be able to run that dig on wrap concepts, or the dig if you're going to be the one in a slot cross concept, all those things, right? So you got to have those short and intermediate routes. And then, of course, you could take the top off, whether it's a non-fade or a post route, which Matt LaFleur uses both very, very effectively within his offense. And strong hands in contested situations, though one deep attempt was incomplete. All right, growth and development as a rookie, transitioning from college, 2 years at Houston and 1 at Texas. Golden is processing the NFL's complexities with head coach Matt LaFleur noting the mental demands. Golden himself stated the game is, quote, starting to slow down. Guys, we are 1 week into camp and the game's already slowing down for him, right? Allowing him to play instinctively, focus on daily improvements, and enjoy the process despite ups and downs. His mindset, he feels like he's a wily veteran,
It's like Ed Madden says in the chat here. He's a natural. Let's just call it what it is. He's an absolute natural. I mean, you're a weekend of camp and he's like, oh, it's slowing down. I'm seeing it. I get it. Change my eyes. I can adjust my game to make myself better. We love the way he attacks the football too. He's spoken about that numerous times. When he sees that ball in the air anywhere around him, he's going to go get it. He ain't waiting for it to come to him.
Mm-hmm. Impact on the team, selecting the first round for his playmaking potential. Golden has contributed through downfield plays, after the catch moves, and versatile route running across 6 practices. Feedback from defensive backs like Nate Hobbs, Keyshawn Nixon, and Xavier McKinney, plus communication with Jordan Love, has enhanced his offensive understanding. Here's some notable quotes. All right, this was Matthew Golden on his route improvement. It was a route that I ran earlier in the week. As days went on, that's something that I wanted to get better at. So he's already working on specific routes at different levels, which is absolutely huge. I had that route again today. I did something a little bit different, gave him my eyes, had the DB bot under, and took the route high. And Jordan gave me a good ball. Like, just the way he talks about being able to set up DBs. Yep. Most rookie wide receivers coming into the league, it's, man, let me make sure I get that 13-yard dig footwork down. And he's talking about leading DBs with his eyes and just, man, it's wild. Here it is on feedback from Love. It's right where it's supposed to be. I feel like I can go to him and ask him. He gives me a lot of feedback on different routes or anything he thinks I should do differently. It's helping me to understand the offense more, knowing what I need to do and where I need to be. Golden on his progress. It's starting to slow down for me. It's starting to feel like I can go out there and just play and have fun. How awesome is that, dude? Not have to think about what I need to do. It's just going out there, getting open, knowing my assignment and alignment. I'm enjoying it, every part of the process, the ups and downs. Even when I don't have a great day, it's about how I'm going to get better the next day. LaFleur on Golden's mental processing. This one got me fired up. It's just a short quote, right? Hey, Coach LaFleur, what do you think about Matthew Golden's mental process so far, his processing so far? Quote, there's a lot going on upstairs.
You know what's funny too?
How cool is that, Jake? It's awesome, right?
It's great. And I honestly misunderstood that quote when I listened to it live. Part of it was because I was doing some housework and I was just trying to get as much info before the pod went live. The way I heard it was that LaFleur said he's got a lot going on upstairs, meaning he's overthinking or he's not quite understanding the concepts we're asking him to do. When I watched it again and I saw his body language and the way he actually said it, he was saying like the dude's got the FBI. He's got the FBI out the wazoo, and it's probably even farther along than I would expect it to be at this point. And that to me was like a big sigh of relief. And I should have known that because when most of the interview is he's talking about how explosive he is, how he's adjusted on routes, how he's not afraid to talk to Jordan. He seems like the camaraderie in the wide receiver room specifically. He thinks he can trust these guys. There's a brotherhood. So I should have put two and two together. But sometimes Matt comes off a little snarky. So I will say that I don't blame myself all the way, but it is unbelievable to see that the confidence. It's so easy to shake and rattle a guy's confidence when they're new coming into the league in a wide receiver room that's that deep. The fact that he's came in here and done nothing but ball out, I mean, I don't know.
I'm willing to bet a fair amount of money that there's probably nothing on earth that's going to shake Matthew Golden's confidence. I think he's 100, and in a good way, not arrogance, not cockiness. It's confidence in himself, his preparation, and his abilities. It's like Ed Madden was saying about him being a natural. Part of being a natural is not only just your physical gifts and attributes at the position, but it's the natural ability to be a professional at your craft. And like Jacob was saying, I mean, you're talking to the quarterback, you're asking them things, you want feedback, you want to know how you can be better every single day. You talk about the FBI. I mean, what good is a fast receiver with great hands if he can't grasp the concepts or he can't understand what we're trying to do out there? You've got a guy who so far is proving to be the complete package. And I hope he has a very, very long career here in Green Bay. Something tells me we'll be exercising the year 4 option.
If I had to guess, Tim, and I'm really not even trying to be a homer, I would be shocked from everything that I've seen so far if that dude doesn't come out his rookie year in the 70s PFF grades, if not higher. I really do think that he's going to come onto the scene and just splash. We always talk about how in the 60s, if you got a rookie coming in and playing in the mid 60s, that's a pretty darn good start. I think that this guy's going to be mid 70s, if not higher.
And if that happens, you know what we'll be saying?
Pay that man his money.
Keep talking for just a second. I'm going to grab something that just came across social media. I want you guys to see. Keep going for just a second.
Awesome. Holding up. First of all, Sharp Cheddar, shout out for becoming a YouTube member. Appreciate that very much. Right on point here. Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Rodgers' agent says high praise again, fellas, for Matthew Golden. I think we got ourselves at WR1, wide receiver 1 there, which this is great. After we were talking about how we had, some of the best facilities, best team, all that kind of stuff. Clint Armchair, quarterback, says we have the best fans too. I think that
he was the best guy around.
Yeah. Ed Madden was talking about how LVN going into year 24, age 24. This should be his year to break out. I completely agree. I think it's going to happen.
Watch for him in a run game too, not just the pass rush. Everyone complains about pass rush. Look for LVN's run defensive grade to step up this year. Yep, I think he's making solid effort towards that.
One more quick fun one here. William Herman has a couple great comments. He said, fun fact, I've seen Baron Sorrell's dad, Barry Sorrell, in a couple Packers live streams. Don't be surprised if he pops in one of these nights. And apparently there was 3 or 4 other people that have seen that as well, and that also said, hey, come check out the PTA live podcast. So let's keep our eyes out for Mr. Barry. That'd be pretty cool.
We'd love to have him in here for sure. And I have seen him in those other chats, man. He seems like a great guy. And listen, when you hear Baron Sorrell talk, obviously the apple don't fall far from the tree there, man. You can tell he's a stand-up dude. This is what Jordan Love just shared on his Instagram post. If you'll take that, there we go. So he shared Matthew Golden's Instagram story. And look what Matthew Golden put out there. A picture of Jordan Love and Matthew Golden together. We got in this article, actually, right? And here's what Matthew Golden said in his Instagram story. Long as I'm putting one foot in front of the other, I'm heading right where God wants me. # brick by brick.
Right.
And Jordan, and that's what I love about that. And the reason I bring that up is I'm just going to say it. He's rooted in the word. Like whether you're a believer or not, you could tell that's what drives Matthew Golden is like he says here in these quotes, through the ups and the downs, right? It's just when he has a bad practice, what's he doing? He's giving praise to God. And, hey, I'm going to get better tomorrow. You know what I mean? And not get too high when you're dominating. And you hear it, people like us, a bunch of knucklehead talking heads on here, building them up. He's going to hear that and go, doesn't matter. That was yesterday. What can I do tomorrow? Right.
That's the best kind of mindset, right? You don't let the negative stuff get to you, and you don't let the positive stuff get in your head either. It's all just noise. You got to just stay focused.
Yeah. Coach Lynn says, Golden Love sounds like a song by Coldplay.
A hit song by Coldplay.
There you go. Could be. Right. All right.
Emilio and Travis Glover on the remix. Special guest.
There you go. All right, so Brian Gutekunst on Golden's early performance, quote, I think he's done a really nice job with his opportunities. And again, it's very, very early in the beginning stages, but he's done a very nice job with his opportunities. I do think being a 3-year guy, 2 years at Houston, 1 year at Texas, he's young. Certainly the exposure at Texas probably was very helpful coming in his ability to succeed at the end of that season. We got, we talked about how Isaiah Bond was brung over from Alabama to be the number 1. And by the end of the year, Matthew Golden just snatched it away from him, So obviously making the most of his opportunities there. Future implications, early in camp, Golden's displays suggest a significant role in the Packers offense with potential for growth through more reps. As a rookie, expected fluctuations in performance highlight the importance of ongoing adjustment and learning for his seasonal contributions. So you're seeing everyone is starting to look at Matthew Golden like, hey, this probably ain't going to be much of a project. It's going to be day one, get out there and just play your role in the offense. Now, this is the beautiful thing. Let's say he is a hit. Let's say he's at a minimum a very, very good number 2 wide receiver, and he's not a dominant 1,700-yard receiver. Look at the cap hit, guys, and think about what the cap hit is for wide receivers across the league. His cap hit this year is $3.1 million. Next year, 3.9. Then it goes to 4.7. Then it goes to 5.5. Imagine if 2 years in, starting in 2027, he's legit putting up a 1,500-yard season or a 1,300-yard season, and let's say 12 tutters, and you got him on the books for $4.7 million. How cool is that? So, again, Matthew Golden, I think he's got a bright future in Green Bay. Anything else y'all want to add to the Golden talk here, man?
Yeah, I mean, it seems like that window has been shoved open even farther just by the presence of that guy coming in. It just does feel like there's something different about that. We've had a really great wide receiver room for, I'd argue, many, many years. Aaron Rodgers' agent says it here, from Favre to Sterling Sharp, A-Rod to Jordan Adams, and now Jordan Love to Matthew Golden. And I would even add in, if Watson comes back, obviously I love Bird. I know Tim loves Bird.
Yes.
That's not even talking about guys that can make absolute leaps and bounds. And still with Dontavian Wicks, there's just a lot of hope, man. There's a lot of reason to think that the Packers have a damn good chance to win the bowl this year.
Jordan Love is completely healthy, Tim. He looks so confident, man. Does he not look like – I mean, you talked about it yesterday, and we're not going to talk about everything we talk about off the air, but when crap hits the fan, you got to see firsthand Jordan Love's leadership, right?
Yep.
How cool, man. You ain't got to go into details, but this dude is –
Please don't, Tim. We'll get in trouble.
I won't because I love this team. I love this team too much, and I respect these players too much to ever do that. But I told you guys last night, I just in a nutshell, when that stuff with, Enigbari and Rasheed Walker was going on, once they were separated and right before Matt got over there and started breathing fire all over the sideline, Jordan was able to get up in Rasheed's face right away and just basically, I don't know, to me it looked like he was gathering intel. He wanted to know what was going on. Hey, talk to me, what's going on? If you're talking, you can't be physically upset and shoving guys around. And Jordan basically kind of calmed things down very quickly before anything really got super heated. But then, of course, Coach came over and the rest is history. And then, Jordan had the lovely ability to be like, oh, next series, got to go, and went back to the field and let the staff do what they did. But, it shows, like I said, these guys pick each other up. They play for each other. It's evident with Tucker Kraft and Josh Jacobs and the boys, coming over and doing that penalty lap with Rasheed Walker to let him know he wasn't alone. I think that was a great moment for sure.
And again, Jay, we're not saying that Jordan, I see in the chat there, and maybe he's talking about something else. We're not saying Jordan chewed somebody out. It's actually the opposite. It was actually the opposite. There was the building caught on fire. Jordan came over with one of those little fire extinguishers, like, let me handle this like a leader. And then next thing you know, LaFleur came in with the whole fireman axe and just knocked the whole damn thing down and said, everybody get out. I love that LaFleur is amping it up this year, man. And he probably looks around and goes, Quay's a hothead, right? Nate Hobbs is trying to kill everybody on the practice field. Rashid's slinging Kingsley Egbari on the ground. All right, I better amp my enthusiasm up a little bit and get everybody's attention, right? I mean, that's the thing, man. You ask for dogs, you got to be willing to break the whip out, you know. So right. I love it, man. Love it. All right, so there you go. There's a little Matthew Golden conversation. Last topic of the night. Really excited about this one. Jacob, you kind of already alluded to it a little bit, and we'll play it here. Hopefully y'all can hear it, and y'all let me know if this is choppy. I got the feedback from last night. You guys notice it looks like the connection's a lot better tonight. So we're trying to maneuver some stuff on StreamYard to get it optimized to the utmost, potential. But I apologize if things were choppy last night. We got to get that straightened out because Chalk Talk, it will not be tolerated. I will drop another $5,000 on this NASA computer. I'm just telling you right now. So, Tim, if you'll give me a screen grab real quick, I want to play this audio. And this was Jeff Hafley. Now, listen, guys, I want you to really listen to his answer here. Think about everything we talked about last year. When some in the media were running just wild with this pass rush sucks and this and that and this, and like this is going to be a heavy man coverage defense, all those things.
Don't worry, nobody's listening anyway.
All the that everybody was spilling, thinking they knew what Hafley was going to do because they watched footage from 3 college games at BC where he wasn't even calling the defensive plays, right? And not knowing that the NFL defenses are much, much, much different than college, where you basically got to be ready to defend a 6-back offense every single game in college for the most part. Listen to how he talks about this defense. Think about what we talked about a few weeks ago, where we said, will Jeff Hafley adjust before? Will he wait till they know how to attack his defense now? I'm telling you, he's already got the install ready, and he's got the next install ready to go. He's already working on that. Check this out. This fired me up. And you guys let me know if you can't hear it. I apologize if it's too low. Hopefully it's up high enough.
When we talked to you in May, we were talking about last year, how well it went. And you said, we need to evolve. We can't just do the same thing and say, here's the playbook and this is what we're running. So without giving the Lions the playbook for now, how much more stuff have you been able to do? And how do you walk the line between, hey, this is who we are, and this is who we didn't necessarily get to be last year because of some of the challenges, and here's the new stuff that we want?
Yeah, no, that's a fair question. And it's actually something we were talking about right now before I just ran over here. Last year during this time, we were totally figuring out who we were going to be. And we're going to be a 4-down front. We're going to play a lot of over defense with a 9 technique. We're going to play a lot of middle close coverage. What were we going to do? And then we evolved when we figured out who we had, what we were good at, who we were playing, and we kind of built it as we went, right? And as I looked back into, because you go back when you get in the training camp and you figure, all right, these are the install days. These are the practices that Matt has set up, and this is how we're going to do our install. Well, our install, like, from last year to this year, you would think we have a new defensive coordinator from what we put in last year this time to what we ended the year. So the beauty of it right now is we have a strong foundation, and that install is almost done after 6 practices. So now it's the tweaking. Now it's getting better. Now it's evolving as we see, I like this pressure, but hey, anyone else think we can do this and this off of it? So now we can kind of build. And what we can do is we have a bigger inventory. The guys know the inventory. And this will allow us to say, all right, going into the first however many games, we like this. Let's hold off on this, but have this ready down the road. You understand what I'm saying? Because I don't think, even though we kind of believe we have a good foundation of where we are schematically, I still think we're going to need to evolve as we go because people are going to figure us out. Things are going to change around the league of what offenses are trying to do. And we're a different team this year. So we're going to have to continue to evolve. But where we are at the start compared to where we were last year is totally different. And I'm excited to see where we can go with this.
All right, so there you go, man. Jeff,
So much for that year 2 slump, Clayton.
Yeah.
Telling you, dude. I love that he said he already has it ready to go, and they're already in the think tank. They're okay. What could offenses potentially attack us? Where are our weak spots? And when they do it, we're ready to roll it out, baby. Here's the counter punch. He's basically
Get ready to go.
We're going to come out throwing haymakers just like we did last year. We're going to be aggressive in the sense of attacking the ball like we talked about earlier. Jacob mentioned it, them fighting for the ball, right, and trying to take the ball away. As Matt LaFleur always says, you win the ball, you win the game. You come out playing like that, and you're ready to duck, weave, dodge, and counter punch when offenses. Yep. I don't know.
Hey, Clay, I think we got a new Jeff Hafley screenshot here, right here at the end of this video. That's a pretty good one.
That is a good one, isn't it?
Yeah,
he's almost doing the Jim from The Office mixed with the Hafley.
That one is going to go really well with this one for sure. I mean, different profiles. I like that. If I know Clayton, it's already done, and in 10 seconds, it's going to be up on the studio here. So
and you put too much pressure on me, man. You know I ain't that good. Dang, dude. I need at least 3 seconds. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, look at that.
Here's a guy.
All right. So what do y'all think about what he said there, man? It just fires me up listening to him talk ball.
Well, I'd rather look at Jeff Hafley than this guy. That's for sure. And yes, definitely. I saw some people in the chat talking about Coach Haff and the way he deals with the media, the way he actually, answers a question. Clearly a good communicator, clearly has forgotten more about this game than I'll ever know in 10 lifetimes. Yeah. It's a pleasure to watch him work and do these installs, and the way he communicates with his staff. I spent a lot of time with Coach Ogabasi and Coach Covington down on, the south end zone, looking at the D line and the edge guys. Hafley's always checking in. There's always open communication. Yes, Clint, that's my older brother. Absolutely. Yes. I'm just waiting for those season tickets there, Jeff. Any day now, buddy. But no, we're certainly blessed to have Coach Hafley here. And, it's probably going to end up us, winning the Super Bowl and ultimately losing him to a head coaching job. Probably.
He's not going to be here long, is he?
Yeah, not going to be here long. But hey, let's enjoy it while we can right now. It's going to be a hell of a ride this year. This defense is stressing takeaways. We talked about this at the top of the show. They were stressing takeaways last year. They just weren't getting home on a lot of those punch outs and strips. Now, not that kind of stripping, Jacob. But now I think things have progressed to where, whether it's the front, the middle, or the back end, if there's a completion made or a ball carrier's, running, these guys are all punching at that football. I'm almost wondering, how do you create that balance where guys aren't arm tackling, or they're not missing tackles because they're constantly punching at the football. You want that balance of being able to wrap guys up and get them to the ground. But at the end of the day, man, you put your trust in Haff and what he's trying to do with this scheme. I love the fact that he said, oh, well, everyone's going to catch on to what the hell we're doing if we don't constantly reinvent ourselves, if we don't mix in new looks and new approaches. So, I mean, he's all but telling you, like, hey, have fun watching game tape from last year, because can't wait to give you a whole new season of all new tape of this defense. So, and that's what a mastermind does, right? And that's what Coach Haff is. He's the mastermind of this defense. And I clearly think everyone's bought in. We had some issues last couple of years with Joe Barry, with guys not being bought in and guys kind of freelancing out there. Yep. I don't see any of that with this unit whatsoever. Yeah.
Jacob, what do you think of so far, man? I'll run down how the defense performed last year in just a second. Just want to get your initial take there. I know that obviously that quote, that soundbite caught your attention earlier today too.
Yeah, to the point where, like, I was taking the dog out. I stopped it. I went upstairs. I wrote it down word for word because I really did enjoy, like Tim said, like some of the chatters said, he doesn't seem like he's giving you coach speak. He's thinking about his answers and doing it in a way where he's giving you just enough to really have, like, you could write a story on that press conference. You could write a lot of information and extract a lot of information, expel a lot of information, but he's not giving away the playbook. He's not telling you what he's going to do. He's telling you specifics without being specific, which is a very rare thing to be able to do in a press conference nowadays. Like other people said in the chat, I do not think that his tenure at Green Bay, unfortunately, is going to be as long as I hope it would. I really do think that if you get the only thing that I think would make him stick around longer than most people would expect is that I don't know if he's much of an offensive guru, and he'd have to go find a guy like Matt LaFleur to really round out the type of team that I know that Hafley would want to put out on the field. And maybe him being such a student of the game. And I remember when he got hired, Tim, you correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the biggest things that people that have played with him, coach for him, or coach with him had said that he is an expert teacher, that he was a great communicator. What did we just see in the press conferences? What have we seen from him with and how he's getting the most out of them? And with it too, he seems like he's one of those, he seems like the fun teacher, but that guys respect. Does that make sense? Like that's how I like anytime you have to be a type of manager, there's a few different types of archetypes you could be. You could be just Captain Blood, my way's the highway. There's nothing, no, not given an inch or whatever, like type of, whether it be the playbook, the scheme, the situation. He very openly has stated that, like he just did, that we take it week to week. We can throw out a whole playbook from the previous week, depending on one, what the other team's doing, what my guys can do, who's healthy. Like I'm not just going to sit there and make a cookie cutter approach for everything and expect that it's all going to fit in the same mold. He really does, I believe, have what it takes. He's, who he reminds me of, and he's the opposite, obviously, end of the field. He reminds me of an Andy Reid type, where each year he's like, I got to adjust this. Guys are going to, like you said, they're going to be looking at this tape. That's fine. Spend hours watching tape that means nothing to nobody anymore, because I've already transformed what I'm going to do on the defense. And
then once they start catching on to the new thing, you go back to your old bag of tricks and you dust something off and catch them off guard with it.
Exactly.
I think one of the things that Jeff has in common with Matt LaFleur too, while you were talking about him being a great teacher and communicator, we know Matt can go full Tupac LaFleur on us and kind of communicate and kind of communicate in a different way. The one thing, and I think this is why ultimately Coach Hafley got the job last year. He shares something in common with Matt LaFleur, and that is you are not going to find anyone else more prepared than these guys. Jeff Hafley is a master of preparation, leaves no stone unturned, is willing to put in that time, and it's showing right now with this defense.
And just a quick recap. Now we're talking about he's already planning to be ready to adjust. His install is already complete. He's got the secondary game plan, which is the overall approach. If they attack us this way, we're going to press into this and get the guys studying on that. You already got the install. You're good there. Now be prepared for us to shift gears and go here. Let's do a recap of how the defense performed last year. Okay. 5th in scoring defense in terms of points per play at 0.329 points per play allowed. To me, that's the most important metric you can use for a defense. You don't believe me? Ask the gambling community. I'm telling you, this is the one they really use in terms of offense and defense to determine who's going to be the winner, who's going to cover the point spread. This is like the golden goose right here in the gambling community. Okay. So we're 5th in scoring defense points per play. Next, 5th in total defensive yards per play. Okay. What's that mean? Every offensive play that a team runs against Jeff Hafley's defense last year, okay, they average per play 5.2 yards per play. That was 5th best in the entire league. So you're top 5 in total yards. You are, once again, in scoring, you're 5th in scoring. So you're seeing a legit top 5 defense, right? In terms of rushing defense, we were 2nd. This is yards per carry allowed. I could care less how many rushing yards you give up a game, because when you look at it, and you see a team that gives up, 212 yards rushing in a game, and then you go look at the box score and you see, oh, well, the other team threw 4 interceptions. They turned the ball over 5 times and gave them all those extra carries. And you look at the overall rushing yards, it looks good. Then you look at the yards per carry, they only average 3.1 yards a carry. That's less effective than someone who averages less, right? Someone like let's say they came out and ran for 4 yards a carry. Which one was more effective in terms of run defense? The one who ran the ball, or in terms of rush offense, the one who ran the ball for 4 yards a clip as opposed to 3 yards a clip. So in this case, yards per carry allowed, Green Bay tied for 2nd with Denver at 4 yards per carry allowed. Passing defense, they were 8th in passing defensive yards per pass attempt. Okay, so what that means is, when a team passed, every attempt they threw the ball, they averaged per attempt this many yards passing, and it was 6.4. Green Bay was tied for 8th there with the San Francisco 49ers, the Tennessee Titans, and, of course, Green Bay. Minnesota was behind them. When you look at some of the better defenses in the league, like Denver, always a strong defense, 6.3. We were only 1/10 of a yard per pass attempt from being tied for 3rd in the entire league. Wow. Right? So what's the point here, Clayton? 8th in passing defense, 2nd in rushing defense, 5th in total defense, and 5th in scoring. If you tally that up, guys, and you treated all those equally, you've got a legit top 5 defense. And he's already planning to be able to adjust to offenses this year. Oh, and by the way, Edgerrin Cooper has a full year under his belt. Oh, by the way, he said this too in the soundbite there. He was like, last year we're trying to figure out the first half of the season. We're trying to figure out where guys fit. We're trying to figure out what they do well. He knows all that now. So now guess what he's going to be doing? He's going to turn these guys loose, and then he's going to be pressing into Baron Sorrell, who was just added to the roster, right? Colin Oliver when he's healthy. Your Warren Brinson's, your Nazir Stackhouse, whoever makes the team.
Tyron Hopper, baby. He's flashing.
Let's find out what these guys do well, put them in a position to succeed. That's what it's all about. Know what I'm saying? That's exactly right.
I'm really starting to get I wish we had the clip of him talking about Nate Hobbs. Did you happen to see that?
I did.
He talked though, dude, the way somebody asked about this, said, what do you appreciate the physicalness, the aggressiveness? And he was like, he geeked out on it. You could tell that he was jazzed, like to the point where, again, he couldn't hide the fact of how confident he was.
He kept giving you that look, huh?
He kept giving you that look. And honestly, it was like, we need guys like that on our team that are going to be tone setters, that are going to be absolute monsters. And I don't remember the exact quote, but he basically said, like, Nate Hobbs is out there murdering folks. Like, if you go, you better be nice to Nate Hobbs. Bring him a piece of candy or a piece of gum or something, because practice guys don't want to go on him no more.
And it's funny, too, because
BTA.
You can tell Goody approves of Nate Hobbs. Now, he don't want him hurting his own guys. Nobody wants that. Nate Hobbs didn't want to try to hurt anybody in practice. He's just trying to set the tone, right? He's trying to be physical. Goody went out and got that type of player. Jeff Hafley approves of that player. Matt LaFleur said, yeah, you might have to rein them in a little bit, but those are the type of guys you want on your defense. Those are the type of guys you want on your team. I'll tell you who else I want on my team. I want Rasheed Walker. Rasheed Walker is one of the meaner players in the league too. You know what I mean? Now, here's the thing with Rasheed Walker. He is a finisher. We've seen that firsthand. We got the tape to back it up. Sorry. So it sounds like Jordan Morgan now that Elton's back, right? And Sean Ryan don't have to kick the center. It sounds like Jordan Morgan, the left tackle competition, ladies and gentlemen, it begins this week. Jordan Morgan versus Rasheed Walker. Look for that this week, because the little birdies I got in my ear are saying it's about to ramp up at left tackle. If nobody gets banged up, hurt, and they miss reps, you're about to see these two guys go at it at left tackle. I'm excited about that. And listen, maybe that's why Rasheed Walker's piss is a little hot right now, right? He knows his job's on the line. He wants to be the left tackle of the future, and he ain't taking – now, is that the way to handle it? Probably not. Might have got you in the doghouse a little bit, right, Tim? You've seen it firsthand. But I'm just glad this team is built with just a roster full of ass kickers now.
We just got to harness it, right?
Yeah.
You just got to harness it, and you don't ever want guys getting reckless. You know, maybe that's why Coach was a little PO'd yesterday. Maybe he felt like it was a little too much extra. And we like the fire and brimstone. We like the piss to be hot. We want that intensity. But, you know, much like we saw with Quay in his rookie year, you know, we can't have guys getting tossed out of games. We can't be taking 15-yard personal foul penalties, costing us field position and downs. I think if we can corral that intensity and get guys to play aggressive and ferociously but under control, I think we're going to be well into the top 5 across the league as far as our defense.
Completely agree. We got anything we want to hit in the chat here, Jacob? Bring us home. We got about 9 minutes here. 9 minutes. We'll just hang out with the chat. That's good with you guys.
Yeah, actually there is. I still had a couple without shifting gears too much.
Here, let's hit this real quick. Ed Madden says, serious question for Tim. How's Travis Glover looking at camp? So Ed Madden,
you know how he's looking?
Thick.
So Ed Madden is Emilio is Ed Madden. Ed Madden is Emilio. It sounds like. I think we found the burner, didn't we, man?
I think I can give him a serious answer, though. I mean, for the serious question, the little bit of exposure I've had to Travis Glover at camp when I got to see some of the O-line working is a guy that is clearly pissed at himself for the way he performed when his number was called. And I think he uses that as fuel this year. He's a guy that's constantly engaged and constantly busting his tail to get better. And I think he has a legit opportunity to play his way onto this roster, depending on, like you said, Clayton, hopefully everybody on this line stays healthy throughout camp. A lot of things can change, but I think Travis Glover not rolling over after kind of a rocky start last year, kind of being thrown into the fire and not really kind of looked confused, kind of looked like, he was a little out of place at times. He looks like a guy that belongs right now at this point.
Yeah.
And it's still relatively early in camp, but I think Emilio may have been onto something all along. Some guys develop a little slower than others. Travis Glover seems to be progressing, and that's all you can really ask for a guy in year 2, right? Is that you're seeing progress. We don't expect you to be, a 99 on Madden overnight, unless of course you're Matthew Golden. They should be changing his Madden rating immediately. But yeah, no, Travis Glover, I put it this way, looks a hell of a lot better than he did this time last year. We'll just put it like that.
Yeah, definitely. What did you got, Jacob? Hit me with it, man.
Sure. I really, really love this one. William Herman, who had a great comment earlier, followed up with this gem. He says, Cooper had 13 tackles for losses despite only starting 4 games last year. That's equal to Patrick Willis and Bobby Wagner's best seasons.
Yeah, dude, he's a dog, man. I've said it last year, Jacob. It's like, and you guys remember when I first said it, hell, probably the 3rd or 4th time I said it. You can hear the hesitation in my voice because I don't want to sound like one of these overreactors, right? But the thing that came to mind for me watching Edgerrin Cooper play, especially down the stretch in the second half of the season, is the only other backer I remember seeing play like that was Lawrence Taylor. The way he would just shoot that shot, dude. Start, stop, shoot. He's in the backfield. And Jacob, not only does he get there, he gets there quick, right? But he's not like so aggressive he misses tackles. He's just got this natural ability. He's a football player, man. And again, I'm not saying he's better than Fred Warner. Could he be? Possibly. I don't know. Could he be better than Bobby Wagner eventually? Possibly. I'm just telling you what I seen. When they asked him to rush the passer, he rushed the damn passer like a man. We had him kicking inside, and he was supposed to take one hand to the center and then smack the guard in the rib cage, occupy a double team, and allow Kenny to stunt over and get to the quarterback. He did all that, and while Kenny was trying to get around the inside, Edgerrin Cooper fought through that double team and smacked the quarterback in the mouth. Not only did he smack the quarterback in the mouth, he chased Trevor Lawrence out and punches the ball out, forces a fumble. Jake, I'm telling you, dude, I tried to harness it by the end of the year. I'm like, I'm not doing it anymore. This dude looks like a freaking diamond in the rough, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just another reason why I think Jeff Hafley's defense this year is going to be on another level. You look at the success we had last year. We just went through the statistics, the ratings, the rankings. That's what the guy, Edgerrin Cooper, starting 4 games, guys. With him and Quay only starting 1 game together, having very minimal amount of playing time together. It's going to be something I believe that will be talked about for ages to come. Yes. One other chat I thought was cool. United Bates always has the bangers here. He says, has anyone else kicked at camp outside of McManus? From my understanding, McNamee is still working out his visa issue in Ireland.
I mean, I was stretching on the sideline. They didn't call me over. I was, hoping I could hit a few into the net, but I haven't seen anyone. No. And they got McManus on a snap count, pitch count, whatever you want to call it. They're letting him kick a few up there. He's 100%, I believe, throughout camp.
Batting 1,000. What else do you want? I mean, why would we even?
Right. You still need another leg here, though, and so hopefully, I guess the scenario we heard today is they're basically halfway through this process. We should get the Irishman should be at 12:65 in a few days, hopefully.
Is this guy available? Is he available?
No.
We don't want him. He's still looking.
I love
for
Holmes's nickname. Have you guys seen Holmes's nickname? I can't put it on the screen because it's just a little too risque. But I very much like that moniker.
Hey. Yeah.
Last chat. the one and only Mr. Cheesehead Murph on the Mount
Murph.
Rushmore of OG PTA fans here. He says, we have hothead corners, Hobbs and Nixon. I like them to be bullies. And I'd add in CV, into that mix too. And I'd add in Bullard. I think all four of those guys have absolute dogs in them. I think CV's maybe a little more finesse, but you can see that he likes to talk. He likes to chat. He's not afraid to, I always remember that interception. I can't remember who exactly we're playing where he made it in the end zone. I'm like, oh, cool. He's going to take a knee. That's pretty cool. And he's like, nope. And he got back out to like the 20 or the 21. So I'm like, all right. But it reminded me a lot of a young Jair. You guys know how I feel about Bullard. I think that his best football is definitely in front of him. We just talked about how Hobbs is an absolute psychopath, and I love it. And I can't help but forget, I can't help but forget that Keyshawn Nixon, I've went up and down with him in some of the ways, but I really do believe that he is a great football player. I think he's an asset to this team, and he is, I think, the veteran presence in that room, with Hobbs too. But I think that that he's seen enough football to understand what they might have.
Yeah. And let's take this moment to be thankful for the fact that we've got CV, who is still extremely young, and he has seen a ton of action very early in his career. So right. I think you could almost say that he's kind of a veteran beyond his playing experience, just because he was thrown into the fire so quickly. And you're talking about, I think this shows Goody's master plan. You put these guys together in that room with the staff that we have. Yeah, we got some headhunters out there. I mean that in a good way, not dirty football, but guys that are they're gonna chase that ball down, and they're not gonna let anybody pass them. I definitely don't see anybody flipping their hips and getting cooked on a regular basis, for sure.
Yeah. We'll bring it home with this final chat here from AFAM's mom. It says, Jacob, I forgot my Nintendo Switch on your couch. Can you bring it to work tomorrow?
I'm not going to, so quit asking.
Jacob, she's got plenty of room right there in the RAV4, bro. She can just...
I'm not going to, so quit asking.
All right, that's it, guys. We've wasted enough of everyone's time. Listen, I need a big favor, though. I need a big favor before we wrap up. The analytics are showing last week, we had 19,000 returning viewers. 19,000 people that have watched the channel before and came back, right? We're sitting at 4,974 subs. Guys, there are 14,000 people who are returning to the channel but aren't subbed yet. Please take just a quick second, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you click that bell for notifications. That way you're notified every time we go live. I can't thank you guys enough. It's literally, the numbers are crazy through the roof because of each of you. In the last month, the last 28 days, 228,000 views here on the channel. It's like every other day we're getting some kind of notification from YouTube going, hey, new achievement. It has nothing to do with us. It's everything to do with you guys. Just taking a quick second, hit that like, subscribe, all that. And the chat, the interaction. I watch other live streams that have a much larger following than us, and their chat don't hold a damn candle to you guys. You crush it every single time. It's just constant flow, people cutting up, having a good time, encouraging each other, poking a little fun. That's all good. And just talking ball. Can't thank y'all enough. So Tim, Jacob, appreciate y'all tonight, man. This was fun. Thank you for your insights on your camp takeaways. We got a camp practice tomorrow, Tim. Is that right?
Yes, tomorrow morning and Friday. There's going to be a practice as well, according to the Packers app. So
awesome.
Matt's not playing any games. Gave him a day off, and it's back to it. They're going to go right up until family night, looks like. So I'll be there tomorrow for sure. Unfortunately, I won't be there Friday. So I'll do my best to give you guys some good content tomorrow.
Good deal. Well, we'll be back tomorrow night, 6:30 p.m. Central. We'll give you all of the updates, guys, all of the updates from practice tomorrow. Hopefully, everybody kind of keeps their head clear. They don't go out there and try to fight each other. We get some good work in and press forward for sure. So, Jacob, that was you had to sneak that one in.
I wasn't going to say nothing. I was just going
to. No, but you put it on the screen, didn't you? All right, we're out of here, guys. Thank y'all so much for putting up with our nonsense. We'll see you tomorrow. Make sure you check out the Patreon group, patreon.com/Packer Fan Total Access. First fantasy league's full. Second one's already filling up. Really, really excited about following that all year long. It'll also get you entered into the giveaways. $3 get you access to everything on the site, all the write-ups you see, all the analytics that we show on the show. I try to put it in article form for you guys and gals on the Patreon page as well. If you don't have Patreon, you're not familiar with Patreon, but you want to support this stupid little show, there's also a join button here on YouTube. Just click that and you can join as a member. You get access to custom emojis, all that good stuff. So appreciate y'all. We'll see you tomorrow for PTA Live. As always, let's go out and be the change we want to see in the world, and go Pack go.
Here we go.
We're out. Bye, guys.